Order for Yamaka by Bessie Sobalike over commenting. I'll subscribe to the channel now. A Council of Elders and I say Council of State. So with me back here, John Dramani Mahama, and any appointment, still Mahama remain silent in terms of backing the president. Any positions or the Mahama and Young no. And na how new ministerial appointment now. And now they or the letter be by, and letter or the by Parliament if I a mistake in it. And on into 1 year, Mujanka, any other people or ultimately more was very retracted that decisions due to errors or that letters no and able to make about
secretary to the cabinet. Meanwhile, Ghana and man chirima say cabinet no eye Nkrofo president, vice president, any ministers mako 10. Omo na be form cabinet 10 to 19 ministers eko president one and on be form cabinet. But si amino kan say ministers ya je omatum A6 pe Haruna Idrisu Dominic Ayini John Jinapor ato forcing any nipa mienu omaka any Gavin Sabojamo no ade so anye bia no Mahama letter o try say wa copy cabinet na secretary to cabinet no wa man letter ni bi no anye bia cabinet bay and o jubilee or sabri na one so ne secretary to the cabinet na answer say we won ana minority na press conference and no pay Patrick Yaboama o Kaiku Central in some to dwade minority no e de be aban no in the next few days to come na Jebreni TB na and some more day.
What is the problem of the minority? In the spirit of our constitution, Act 463 was enacted. That is the Presidential Office Act of 1993, one of the first acts that was established by the Parliament of Ghana to give effect to the functioning of the office of the president. And let me read a long title of the act to you for the benefit of your reportage. An act to establish the presidential office to provide for staff for the president and vice president, to provide for their functions and for related purposes. I'll turn your attention to section 4.1 of the act. And with your kind permission, journalists and friends of the media, I'll read. The president shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint such persons as he considers necessary to hold office as presidential staff in the office. The interpretation section of the Act defines office to mean office of the president and vice president, and presidential staff to mean persons appointed under Section 4.1 of this Act. Section 4.1 states that the President shall appoint such officers in consultation with what? The Council of State. We as a minority believe that the President has acted in breach of this Act, or the provisions of Act 463. And we are requesting of the President to kindly withdraw this letter and act in consultation with the Council of State, which is not in place. At best, this letter could have been issued with a paragraph to state that these appointments are being made pending the composition of the Council of State, and that they will be regularized in conformity with this Act. Now, the President also, by this release, signed by our colleague Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, listed under number 10 or paragraph 10, Professor Kweku Danso Boaf as Cabinet Secretary. cabinet was created under the Constitution of Ghana. And if you read the provisions of Article 76, says that the cabinet, it talks about the cabinet, that's the heading. And the side note is also the cabinet. 76:1. There shall be a cabinet which shall consist of the president, the vice president, and not less than 10 and not more than 19 ministers of state. 2. The cabinet shall assist the president in the determination of general policy of the government. Our emphasis is on 3, clause 3. There shall be a secretary to the cabinet who shall be appointed by the president. We believe that the mode of appointment of the cabinet secretary was not done in accordance with the Constitution and ought to have been communicated separately from what the president or the communications outfit of the presidency has done. We are asking for the proper thing to be done in accordance with the Constitution. We don't begrudge the president or his nominee to sit as cabinet secretary, but we believe that it ought to be done in accordance with the Constitution. Thirdly, in the said release, under 6, a special envoy to the Alliance of Sahelian States. Ghana, we all know, is a member of ECOWAS and a very important member as such. Our brothers in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have opted out of ECOWAS. Ghana, by this release, is changing some aspect of our foreign policy program that has been in existence since Dr. Nkrumah's days. We want to find out from the president what this envoy will be doing, the face of the ECOWAS protocol, and the other treaties that we've established. And Ghana is a non-aligned nation. So we want to understand this foreign policy perspective of the president.
Nam Council Ameba, Nami Timu. I think it's most unfortunate. Baby, Ghana, I was saying I heard me. About 20 at 2. And I Ghana for the watch so much being say.
Lawson FM 96.3.
If I'm a buy for a boutique. And we also mean, I send you or can I send you for no more or mine. Na nipa ne bebree me omo ye as journalist I say omo she abafa ko ade ne kra na omo kika. First of all, oti obuase a we indigenous so ye den you should know say omo mra pon no say any natural resource baby and that is the language of Article 257 clause 6 or say every mineral in its natural state in under or upon any land rivers, streams, water, throughout Ghana, the exclusive economic zone and any area covered by the territorial sea or continental shelf is the property of the Republic of Ghana. Omani Nadia. Is what could read so now will say if anything, I mean was it and shall be vested in the president on behalf of and in trust of the people of this country. The Mampenim Puno, what it is any money in our shed and so on, just more minor. Timampeni ni jina ono omani nyina anemu ekase ni pasmesi ena ose opese be adwuma we butu saafu magudi ewi ehhehhe ne yini se utua anam se ono nisika abihye mu ntino ono nisika botino de abihye mu obeyi sika no ho mfasoɔ